I knew that was gonna happen. Hi everyone, welcome back to All Great Books. I'm Ellie, this is Percy, and today we're doing my N.E.W.T.s TBR. I'm sure you've all heard of N.E.W.T.s by now. If you haven't, I will leave G from Book Roast's channel and announcement video down below. I actually watched the premiere of the announcement, and I've kind of been sitting on my TBR ever since. I've been meaning to film it, but I tried to film it the other day and everything I tried to film it 3 times and it went wrong every time. And then I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to kind of just wait and see if I wanted to change any of the books on here. I think with my owls, I made my TBR a little bit too quickly and didn't really think about the books that were on there and whether I really wanted to read them. So this one, I think I've picked ones that I'm genuinely excited for, and I think they kind of make sense in the way that I have set them out. So I did do the owls in April, and I did all the subjects to become a mind medic, and that is what I've decided to continue on with for August. So I'll tell you a little bit about the subjects that I need to do. I have them written down here, and then I'll go through the books. I have to read 12 books, which isn't too bad, but we'll see. So I need to get an O in both Charms and Defense, and I need to get an E in Muggle Studies, Potions, and Transfiguration. I'm sorry if you can hear running. My neighbours have got their kid, clearly it's school holidays, clearly doing some kind of exercise to get him out of the house, so he's running up and down my driveway. So let's get started. So first one, to get an A in Charms, you need to read a book with a gorgeous cover. I'm not going to talk too much about any of these, so we're just going to go name, title, and author probably. This is Washington Black by Essie Ugan. I did mention this one in my mid-year book freakout tag as one of the books I wanted to read by the end of the year. And then I saw this and I was like, there we go, perfect. It has a gorgeous cover and I'm really excited for this one. It also has just a gorgeous spine, back, everything. To get an E in Charms, you have to read a comic book or graphic novel. I don't have any comics or graphic novels, and I didn't want to buy any books for this because kind of the purpose is to get my TBR down. So there was a alternative one for this one, and that was to read a book under 150 pages. I actually kind of struggled with this one, but I found one. This is the only book I own that's under 150 pages that I haven't read. So this is Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte. It cuts it very close at 145 pages. So we will get to this one, I guess. To get an O in N.E.W.T.s, this one is a book that I have 2 that are kind of interchangeable depending on which one I read first because it's in a series. So I've put this one here, but I might switch it with the other one if I get to this one and I haven't read that one. So this one is The Big Four by Agatha Christie. And to get an O, it's just to read a paperback. So the other one I want to read is also an Agatha Christie, which I'll show you when I get to that prompt. But because this is the third one I have to read for Charms, I think I'll get to the other one first. But yeah, I'll just switch them because they both fit for both prompts, if it comes to that. Okay, now on to Defense. To get an A, you need to read a book with black under the dust jacket. I don't own a lot of hardcovers, so I thought this was going to be a struggle, And I've kind of, like, I think this is going to count. This is The Grace Keepers by Kirsty Logan. So it is black under the dust jacket, but it's also dark blue. So it's like a little over half is black. So I think that should count, but that's the one that I'm going to go with. I did want to, this was kind of on my like tentative Owls TBR. If I did all my subjects, I was going to try and get to this one, but I ended up reading other books, so I'm glad that I will have an excuse to try this one out for N.E.W.T.s. Next, E is, I don't remember the exact wording, something to do with Gilderoy Lockhart's Memory Charms, and it was to read the first book that comes to mind. While I was watching the premiere, my bookshelf is just like directly over here, so I just kind of looked down, and the first book that stood out, I have really bad eyesight, so the first one that stood out that I knew what it was The Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I've been meaning to read this one since I read the second one, which I think is probably like 2 years ago now. So I did originally read to page 65, but I think I'm going to have to start again because I don't remember what happened at the start. So that's that one. And to get an O in defense, the prompt was Cornish Pixies, which is to read a book set in England or with an English author. I've decided to go one up and read one that I think is set in Cornwall, but definitely has a Cornish author. That is The Parasites by Daphne du Maurier. Daphne du Maurier is one of my favourite authors. I have a few of hers that I haven't read yet, and I just picked this one out. It's been a while since I read any Daphne du Maurier, so I am really excited to be getting back into her work. What are you staring at? What are you staring at, baby? Okay, so we're now on to the E subjects. So firstly is Muggle Studies. To get an A, you have to read a book with a photo element on the cover. I thought I might want some non-fiction because it's very heavy fiction at the moment. So I have How to Write an Autobiographical Novel by Alexander Chee. These are a bunch of essays, and as you can see, we've got this kind of like photo booth aspect going on there. Percy's very interested by this little boy running past. Okay, so E is to read a book set in the real world. So again, I thought I might want something kind of short by this stage. So this is Exploded View by Carrie Tiffany. This is an Australian book. It's about a little girl, a family, but it's through like a little girl's perspective. I read one of Carrie Tiffany's books last month that I really liked, so I'm hoping that this will also be a good one. This is her newest. Okay, so now we're into potions. So for this one, to get an acceptable, you have to read a friend's favourite. This was a struggle. Percy's just like slowly knocking my books over here. It's not for eating. I've read all of my best friend's favourite books because Percy. We pretty much have all the same favourite books. So I put a call out on Twitter and I got some really great recommendations, and I've decided to go with one of my co-bloggers' suggestions. So thank you, Ali, you're great. She recommended anything by Margaret Robinson, so I went with An Enchantment of Ravens because I managed to find this one on Scribd, and so I didn't have to borrow it from the library or what's the word I'm looking for? Buy it. And yes, which is great. I'm also hoping, because it's an ebook, the end of August is kind of a busy time. I'm flying to the US on the 1st of September, so it's kind of a rush towards the end, and I'm thinking maybe this will be kind of a good one that maybe I'll do potions last. We'll see. If not, it's just a good one if I have like appointments and things to be reading. Next one, for potions to get an E, you have to read a book that has your house colours on, and I know you can't tell from what I'm wearing. I tried to find something, but I didn't have anything. But I am in Slytherin, so I had to read a book with green on the cover, and I decided to go with Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. So it's got green on it, but also I would consider myself a Slither Claw if I had to pick a second house. So it's also got blue on it. So like I'm supporting both of my possible houses. So last subject, Transfiguration. For an A, we have to read a book with LGBTQ+ rep. So for that one, I'm going with Autobiography by Christina Lauren. So the main character in here is a bisexual male, and then he, I guess, I don't know if falls in love, but develops a crush on another guy, as you can see from the front. And this has something to do with writing and books and all that sort of stuff, so it seems like it could be a fun one. And then finally, last book, an E for Transfig. This is that book that I might switch out with the big four. This is Poirot Investigates by Agatha Christie. So to read this one, it's not a first in a series. So this one is actually the third in the Poirot series, which you don't have to read in order, but yes, so I may read this one. I will read this one first because the big four is number 5, so I will read this one and then read that one. But yeah, I might switch out the prompts depending on how quickly I get to them, just to make sure that I'm reading this one first, basically. So there we are. That is my N.E.W.T.s TBR. I'm super excited. Yeah, I haven't really decided how I'm going to go about doing videos during August that are related to N.E.W.T.s. I probably won't do a vlog this time, just because with everything, with like going to the US, I need to be packed, and also it's going to be a stretch those last few days, I think. But I might do like a weekly wrap up sort of thing. We'll see. Let me know what you think might be a good idea, or if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see, let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a few days' time with my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.